All right, so in this video, I have a pair of HOKA running sneakers that I had to give a try out from a casual perspective. And big shout out to Eastbay for sending this over because this is a shoe that I've been interested in for quite a while. But honestly, it's like one of those things where you have like so many models from a brand that release, and it's like you only have budget for so many pairs to try out. This is one of those ones that I wanted to check out though, and we finally have them in hand and on feet, and this is a HOKA Rincon 3. So this is actually one of the lower tiered products from HOKA at $120 retail. But I have to tell you, man, it's really, really good on feet. It's one of those products that even though it's a lower price point than other products on the market and even from the same company, a lot of people might just not even consider buying it because it's not the like elite pair or whatever that they have. But in running sneakers nowadays, there's a huge gap between like baseline sneakers and then like elite carbon fiber running sneakers that are really not made for casual at all. Some of them can cross over a little bit, which is something that I explore quite a bit on the channel, because especially with these elite runners, they have the real special foam and technology in those that are really, really comfortable usually on feet. So I like to try out the really high-end stuff, but I also like to try the lower tiered stuff as well, just to see if I'm missing anything. And I found there's a couple of different brands here and there that the lower tiered products are actually phenomenally good. The New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel V2 is one that I can think of. The other one is the Asics Nova Blast 2. Those ones are both around 120, 130 bucks. And then now we have this one right here, the Rincon 3, which I've heard lots of good things about. And shout out to you guys that left comments in some of my comfort videos to say that I should try these out, because this is definitely a shoe that I needed to try out. Now that I have them and I've tried them on, I've worn them for a couple of days, I can definitely say it's a really comfortable pair of sneakers. It's definitely one of those ones where you can wear. It's an all-day sort of walking shoe. It's another shoe that you could wear on vacation and be super, super comfortable in. But it has a very similar formula as this one right here, which is the HOKA Clifton 8, which is primarily my favorite pair of HOKA sneakers, just because the cushioning sits right. The upper is nice. It's not anything fancy, but it gets the job done. It's comfortable all the way around, and it's one of those daily runners that you can run in, but you could also go to the grocery store and run through the mall, stroll around on the boardwalk or whatever if you're on vacation. These are great shoes for that. And I would say that these are pretty much equally as good as this. There's a couple differences that I'll get into on this model that I think maybe I would prefer this one over still, but at the end of the day, they're so incredibly close. As soon as you put these on feet, like you're like, okay, like this, I do appreciate what HOKA is doing here, because they have a really, really nice feel on feet, and it's very soft underfoot, not just in the heel, but also in the forefoot. You can squish it around. It's just something that I really appreciate on feet. But if you guys actually want to buy a pair of these or the Cliftons, I'll link both of them in the description for you guys. And I actually have the Kawana pair from HOKA as well that I will be reviewing on this channel soon. So stay tuned and check back, subscribe, and a big shout out to Eastbay for sending this one over as well. Anyway, I want to get into some details of what HOKA says about this runner right here. HOKA Rincon 3, $120, and they are available in wide as well, something I think is really awesome. I actually did not get wide for these ones. HOKA actually fits me just fine without getting the wides, but it's definitely noteworthy that they do have wide feet versions. It says, delivering the best cushion to weight ratio on the market, the Rincon returns this season in a stupefyingly light silhouette. Designed to defy expectations and PRs, this aggressive redesign features an asymmetrical tongue, thinner pull tab, and a vented mesh upper for ultimate breathability. Melding a multitude of precision details, our impossibly light midsole foam sports aggressive cutouts and enhanced rubber coverage for improved durability. A results-oriented running shoe hyper-focused on weight savings. The newly reimagined Rincon 3 blows previous iterations out of the water. 100% vegan materials, mesh upper delivers ultralight, breathable comfort, molded EVA sock liner, compressed molded EVA midsole provides signature HOKA cushioning. They say for stability, this is neutral on the lower end versus moderate or stable. For cushioning, it says it is balanced, so it is responsive and plush, kind of in the middle of both of them. The weight is 7.7 ounces for a men's size 9. And just for comparison, that's actually an ounce lighter than the Clifton. So these are light for sure and very well cushioned, as they said. And you could see from the outsole, they did actually cut out a big section right here, which probably adds to that weight decrease. As you can see from the Cliftons, there's a little bit gone, and the Kawanas have a full outsole with no indent down here. So they definitely did the most to reduce the weight on these things, as they mentioned. I actually like the look of the shoe as well, how it fades from black to white on the back, and then it kind of blends in with the midsole, and then you have the black pods for the outsole traction and the black liner. The heel liner is really nice. It's very well cushioned there. The tongue lacks cushioning, in my opinion. There's not a lot going on there. If you need that tongue cushioning, then the Clifton is going to be a better option for you because it is a lot more plush. around the tongue. But if you don't need it, then this is a really great option. It wasn't noticeable on feet like how small the tongue was, but when I had the other products here, I was like, okay, this is thinner in comparison to the rest, but that's probably another reason why these are significantly lighter. You have some fused material for the eyelets of the shoe, which is just a smart thing to do nowadays. Then you also have the fused HOKA branding on the side as well as the logo on the inside of the shoe. And you have some chevrons that are fused on the back here. There's no like heel cup or anything on the back, but honestly, the way that the foam stack sits, it kind of is a heel cup, and you don't feel like an unbalanced sensation from when you put these on, because that's the first thing I would think. Because of the massive stack of foam on here, I thought that it was going to be really, really unbalanced feeling. And that's one thing I have to say that HOKA does a great job in. Even on the Clifton 8s, it's a really well-balanced shoe. You don't feel like you're going to topple over and roll an ankle, even though there's so much cushioning there. They engineered it just right, where it just squishes just right, left or right. And it's the same feel on this pair, where it's just engineered perfectly where you don't feel like you're going to roll an ankle. They did mention the thinned out pull tab back here. It kind of looks a little bit cheap, to be honest. It's very, very minimal and almost unnecessary. Sometimes I do prefer to have a pull tab back here anyway, especially being an old man trying to put on my sneakers. But it does look kind of cheap. It's not though, I'll tell you that. I mean, Nike Flywire comes up the side of the shoes. If you guys remember that stuff, this is kind of like the same thing. I mean, it's pretty sturdy in here. It's kind of looks out of place for some reason to me. But other than that, I think the overall upper of the shoe looks pretty stylish. The midsole definitely is on par with anything else that HOKA has. I would say that the shoe is like pretty much a max cushion shoe. There's a lot of other HOKAs that actually have more cushioning. The Bondies is one of them that I've tried that actually felt like it had too much cushioning for me. This is like a perfect balance. And that's part of the reason why I like the Clifton as well, because the Clifton was not as much as the Bondies, but this one had just enough where it felt really good in the forefoot. The heel toe transition felt really good as you're walking around on the shoes. I could see these being great running shoes. In fact, I've used them to run around the block to catch up with the kids in their motorized little red truck that Harrison rides in. So I threw these on to run and catch them and stuff. And it was like really good on feet. I mean, super nice cushioning, very nice soft landing. Again, not the most responsive sneaker on the market because it's not meant to be. It's more of like a cushion. And again, it's balanced between cushion and responsiveness. It's kind of in the middle. And I would say that that's true to the form. For $120, I mean, it's a really, really good shoe. They have a lot of great positive offerings for this shoe. It's breathable. It's lightweight. It's well cushioned. It's comfortable. It looks stylish. I think it's a great option. It makes it a harder decision for me now because when I do my top 10 vacation videos or comfort videos, you know, I usually choose one per brand here and there. And both of these are really, really good. Like if I put this in the top 10 list, this could be like the alternative for $20 cheaper that I could start mentioning. And I might have to start doing that because this is really, really something else. But anyways, if you guys want to buy a pair of these, again, check my link over to Eastbay in the description of the video. Big shout out to Eastbay for supplying the sneakers to me. If you guys do use my link in my video, I do get a little bit of a kickback from Eastbay, and it actually helps support the channel immensely. So I appreciate when you guys do that. It also lets Eastbay know that you guys saw the video and then you made the purchase as well. Again, check back. I will do a comparison to the Kawana versus these because I got them at the same time. Tried both of them on, tried one of them on at a time, and I'm like, man, they're both really, really good. And then I had to break out these guys and then try one of these ones on with all of them. It's really hard to say which is the best. The cushioning in all of them are actually really, really good. It's almost like big screen TVs, and I've said this in the past years, but like flat screen TVs, you know, every brand has their own flat screen TV. And then from those brands, they have different tiers of flat screens. At the end of the day, your eye can only do so much. 1080p versus 4K, like there's a little bit of a difference, but if you have multiple 4K TVs, they're all going to be really good. That's kind of the way I feel about what HOKA's been doing. Like, yeah, they're different price points, 120, 140, 140, but they all feel really, really good. They're all like 4K TVs basically. So you can't really go wrong with any of them. There's a couple little things that I'll make note of that some people may prefer over other ones, like the tongue being thin on this one. This one has a larger heel scoop on the back versus this one. But I'll get more into the weeds of all three of them when I review these things right here. So if you guys, again, want to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do that. Hit that notification bell to be notified when that other video goes live. And then check back soon through the year because I will do a bunch of top 5 videos, top 10 videos for comfort sneakers, as well as vacation sneakers again, summer sneakers, all those. And these are probably going to be on quite a few of those lists. But have a good one. Thank you again for stopping by and watching. And hopefully we'll see you guys back for some more content very soon. All right. Peace, guys.